Sorry about the somber music. We got to pick some music. Guys, we might be picking a bunch of stuff today. Welcome in, though, from both YouTube and Twitch. Didn't mean to click on that. I'll be right back. Of course, Rick. Of course.
Ohio Skibbity question mark? True. Good first chat.
Welcome in to Monday Mayday. Woo! Let's type some ones in the chats. Both chats, please, because I have two chats now. Look at us. Look at us. Welcome to the first ever Monday. I don't know. Are we going to call it that? So here's my real question. Like, should I call it that? Monday Mayday or Mayday Monday? Trevor, what's going on with Sugar Diaz? I'll put that on the list. Guys, if you have questions, right? If you want to come in and just have a question right away, it's not guaranteed that I'm going to see it right away, but I'm going to have like several segments during the show or during this 2-hour block from 8 to 10 a.m. every Monday, where I'm going to be like basically grabbing topics from you as we go and kind of having a running list going, kind of like PTI does. At some point, having it on the screen will be interesting, but I like Monday Mayday. I like alliteration. I think M's have cool alliteration. So yeah. So if you throw out something like, "Hey, I was wondering about this," or whatever, then and I catch it in the chat, I'll be keeping a list. So the Sugar Diaz thing, we have that down. Mayday Monday. Or maybe we call it Monday Maydays or something. Samurai Beeves. Hey, brand new Prime sub. Use the Prime Gaming sub. And now Samurai's here, guys. Let's get some Team A raves in the chat. For those of you that are in Twitch, guys. Maybe we use the what's our baseball? What's our baseball emote that we use? Oh no, Juice? Huh. Like the Juice one, maybe? I don't know. We'll see how it comes. It's probably just a baseball. Do I have a baseball one on Twitch? Let me see. Like, did anyone have that? Anyway, Pablo Lopez. You want me to break down whether he's doing well or not, or why things are going the way they are going? I think his is a little bit harder to pinpoint, I think, than Sugar's will be. But all right, hold on. I'm tweeting real quick. I usually do this before. I was a little rushed this morning. I gave myself an hour. Still a little rushed this morning. I don't think there's ever going to be a day where I can just go and just be ready. But for those of you that don't know what the show is going to be, every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time till roughly 10 a.m. Pacific time, with sometimes me playing past that, playing some video games, taking down the YouTube stream. It'll be a minimum of 2 hours. I can guess that if we are on a heater or we're talking about some special subjects, that there is some wiggle room to go a little bit past. But I would like to not go crazy past. So every single Monday morning we'll be doing this, and it'll involve some presentation stuff from me. I have some things, like I'll do my power rankings for the week. That is one segment that I would love to make sure I get going. And then just throwing out some topics, talking about some stuff, going through the Reddit, going through the Discord channel. So if you're not in Discord, !sport Discord, or discord.gg/Trevor May, I gotta update all the commands and all of the emotes on YouTube. So bear with us if you're over there and you're watching. I'm gonna basically mirror it with Twitch and with YouTube. But if you are subbed on Twitch or subbed on YouTube, if you're subbed on one of them, that is more than enough. If you're subbed on neither, that is more than enough, guys. I just want you to know that there's going to be nothing special about participating on one platform or the other. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm making it available to the people who don't watch Twitch, because there are a lot of those. That's Trevor May baseball. Okay. Posted. Oh, 76 months. What the freaking freak, dude? 76 months from I'm Ted and I'm fat. Nuh-uh. Heavier than one, than a 1R. Then air. Says than air, Trev. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Before that, we had Fat Bearded Math Teacher for 49 months. You guys have been here for a long time, and I really appreciate it. Is this what you always wanted to do after you retired? Yes. This is the dream right here. Good morning, rock and rollin'. Roll Ken. Danny, what up? How we doing? I'm a non-Twitcher. I love that. I feel like the baseball community's mostly not on Twitch. Mostly not on Twitch. I'm debating whether or not I want to put any music in the background here. I think I want to like curate some good stuff that's okay to have in the background. I don't want to have a bunch of lo-fi. I would like to have a little bit higher energy stuff. So I don't know. Do you like Mets? I do like Mets, yeah. All good, Danny. All good. I'm feeling good about our YouTube audience. I think they're gonna be all right. So I don't know if I can. Oh, hell yeah. The nice thing is from Restream Chat, I can ban hammer you guys. It's sick, dude. TDH, hello, guys. Everyone welcome TDH to the team. He is doing a lot of editing for us. What a guy. Can you tell the Twins to stop being so bipolar? Unfortunately, baseball is bipolar, chat. Baseball is bipolar. He is the editor person. We got bits. 100 bits from Rising Phoenix 01. Rising Phoenix. What's up? Good morning, underrated. Good morning, good morning. Been to 3 A's games this year. You won 2 of them. Why have you not gone to more then? Sounds like you're the lucky you're the lucky guy. Caleb Haney, 45 people on, 14 likes. Guys, like the YouTube stream, evidently. So actually, I have a question. Caleb, are likes on a YouTube stream the strongest indicator of getting it recommended? I think it is. I don't know yet. This is my first one, though. My first time. My first time doing this. As a Cardinals fan, it was sick seeing Harrison Bader get the game tied up for the Mets last night. Big Harrison Bader fan, huh? I love that. Why would I tweet that, Restream? Oh, there's such an interesting thing. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with Restream Chat. And then it gives you a link. Do you want to tweet this? No. No, I don't. Evan, hello. Welcome in from Ireland. Big baseball presence over in Ireland. What you like is what algorithm will show more of. Okay, cool. Because I know that it doesn't factor in as strongly for the pre-posted videos. So Julio seems to finally hit his stride. I agree with that. Julio Rodriguez is, well, he swung better the last couple days, right? Hopefully the pressure. It's funny they move him down. I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself. That's what I think. I think that Julio Rodriguez's biggest inhibitor to him being successful is the amount of pressure he puts on himself to be a star, which it's fine to want to be a star. I don't think it's an ego thing. I think he's a pretty humble guy. I just think he feels a responsibility that he does have to a level, but like it's not something that you just force and you become it on purpose. It happens through your actions and doing the things you need to do. Like I think he should, if he could approach the game at least from a Francisco Lindor way, I think he'd feel a little bit better and be a little bit more loose and be able to like really show how athletic he is. Now I know Francisco's not a great example right now because he's struggling, but I do think that. I think he gets in, he swings too hard sometimes, and just gets really excited and wants to be the guy, which I respect the hell out of it. Four Eyes Ed. Let's get some Team A baseballs in the chat for Four Eyes Ed. Thank you so much. Guys, just post. Let's just get some baseball emojis. This is the baseball show. This is Baseball Live, Mayday Monday. Welcome in. It's either going to be baseball live, or Mayday Monday, or some combination of two. I kind of like the whole Mayday brand thing coming together, though. What do you guys think? I don't know. Which one? Good morning from Boston. What's up, Diesel? Happy Memorial Day as well. Happy Memorial Day as well. And anybody in the chat that has served or is serving the country, thank you so much for your service. I just also want to think about those that have died, or an array of things. So be thinking about those people. It's important to give them your headspace and your conscious thought, as they deserve it, no matter what. All right, cool. Good morning from PDX. Trailblazer. Yikes. Trailblazers were tough this year. Yeah, it's like when everyone was saying Aaron Judge wasn't good anymore. Now he's tied in the lead in home runs, sticking to the process. Yeah, it's whatever, guys. It's social media. It's social media. Yeah, it's the incentives that have been built from social media. Don't you worry about it. I wish Trevor May can come back to help the trash Mets. It's not your bullpen's fault. Max Kepler just played his 1,000th game. When is his contract over? That is nutty. That is nutty, Professor. I do say so myself. That is absolutely nutty, Professor. I'm Trevor May. Can you mod me in the YouTube stream? I have no idea how, if you want to teach me how. Is it a /mod situation? Just nod in the chat if it is. The Blazers will be just fine in 2 to 3 more years. Yeah, they'll go back to being the 7 seed every year. Do you own any more vintage NASCAR shirts because of Bill Elliott shirt? I don't. That was a gift from my wife, which I love it. I think it's one of the coolest shirt I own by far. I'm a Braves fan, so I'm currently punching the air right now. We are going to get into the Acuña trade and what that means in a moment. But for the first 15 minutes of the show, I think, so this is a good example. First 15 minutes of the show, we just check in. I let people filter in. I say what's up. I address some of the things, the new subs, the people coming in. Guys, I don't even know if the membership button is available on YouTube yet. If it's not, ignore this. If it is, consider being a member. I'm learning YouTube. Did I mentor Mason Miller? I won't say that I mentored him, but him and I did have a bunch of conversations last year about preparation and stuff. I don't know. Maybe he was having, maybe it had been suggested that he could succeed out of the bullpen or whatever at that point. But he did. He engaged me. He asked some questions. We always had some good convos, and he how do you deal with certain things? And yeah, so not a ton, but some. I remember that specifically. So I got out quick though. I'm glad he would have taken my job, and it would have been sad. That would have been really sad. So does this guy even YouTube? Barely. Not sponsored. Who's someone past or present that you wish you could have played with? I mean, there's a lot, right? It would have been cool to be on Ichiro's team. I think that would have been sick. It would have been cool to play with, it would have been cool to watch Randy Johnson every day. How he went about his business and how scary he was as a person. That would have been sick. I'm trying to think of guys that I looked up to. Nolan Ryan would have been freaking awesome. I know that's not by age possible, but that would have been sick. It would have been great to learn from him. I'm trying to think of position players though. Well, let's think about all my favorite players that I've had recently. Daniel Vogelback, got to play with him. It was awesome. Locane, never got to play with him. That would have been awesome to play with him. He seems like an awesome teammate. Schwarber looks like a great dude to be on team with. I think I would have had a lot of fun there. That would have been a good time. I think we would have gotten along. Sean Doolittle and I would have been boys for sure. For sure. Who else? Who else are my favorite players ever? I mean, Joey Weimers has become one of my favorite players. I just love watching that guy run around. He's awesome. He looks like a golden retriever out there. It's like my favorite thing ever. I feel like he'd be hilarious. I mean, there's a lot. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch. Miggy Cabrera would have been sick. I don't know. These guys just seem like they're either having the best time or the worst time, and I think that I would have enjoyed being with them. That's what I think. Okay, if Trevor May had his best stuff, which current 3 batters of this year would you want to face? Anybody. Are you talking about like who are the best hitters? I mean, I think it'd be Mookie, Soto, and probably Freddie or Otani. No, Mookie, Otani, and Soto. Two lefties. That would have been awesome. Yeah. I know that's a low hanging fruit a little bit, but those guys are just ridiculous. It'd be fun. It'd been a good time. Are you gonna do a Frank walks with the tank? Yeah, I am actually. We've discussed this, so you might have seen it on Twitter. All right. How about we get into some news? Welcome to the news. All right, I want to try something real quick. I have a sound effect. But I gotta pull it up. Hold on, we're gonna do this in real time. Hold on, we're almost there. Patience. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Load. Frick. Okay, this is not. What is this? Not giving me anything that I want. This is so stupid. Here we go. That one or this one? Welcome into the news. It's so loud, dude. It's so loud. Welcome into the news. Let's check out the news. Two. The second one. I like the second one too. Okay, we're gonna go with 2. Sounds good. We got read it up because that's a great place for news. But let's check the scores from yesterday. To be honest, I wasn't able to watch much baseball yesterday. But it seems to me it looks like we had the Mariners. Void of sleep, and I think this is what we're talking about. Floro now got his ERA up to a 1.03. This guy freaking throws a 1 every year and does not get any love. We're going to go with the second one. Okay, we're doing the second one 100%. Hold on. Actually, I'll just do this. Okay. So far, so good. We're learning. I'm trying to be really patient here. This logged me out in 5 seconds. Oh, it says I'm logged in, but it won't let me download. Wait. I love this stuff. Oh, and now it's not on the right thing anymore. Sound effects. Cool. Gonna type it all in again. We're gonna download that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up and do that later. It's saying I'm not logged in when I am. Okay, awesome. Back to the news. Fuzzy's been deplatformed. No, Fuzzy has been copyright struck so much on his highlight videos that he can't do his highlight videos. He's not being deplatformed. He just can't do that style of video anymore because he's getting DMCA'd so much from the MLB. We can talk about that if you want. This is the dream, Trev. Just keep telling yourself that. I know this is going to be a work in progress. I know this is going to be a work in progress. Quickly going to the scores. We have the Blue Jays going down to the Tigers, 14-11. That's one of those pitching games where you're like, hey, how about we leave me out of this one, huh? Looks like Jordan Romano's struggles continue. ERA up to a 6.4, which that is one of those things where you're like, well, it looks like I am going to have a 4 this year, no matter how well I do. I pitched in these type of games, or I've been on teams where these type of games were happening. You're just in the bull. It's like you're in the bullpen, and between you and the field is a big shark tank, and then every one of your reliever friends is walking over the tiny little 1-inch wide plank and then falling in over and over again. And you're like, you know what? You guys can have this one, you know? You need a Veerlings t-shirt? Yeah, he's gotten much better, man. He has gotten much better. Kyle Bradish no-hitter through 7 yesterday? Let's check that out. I want to check that out. Let's check out the Kyle Bradish no-hitter. We can go over here and click on the game. Click on the, I think it's wrap, where we can get the videos. Yeah. I want to see.
Kyle Bradish making his 5th start of the year, and he's picked up right where he left off last year.
You know what? We're going to do this from a, we're going to do this silent so that we don't get DMCA'd like Fuzzy. That's nasty. He punched 11 and 7. Dude, his stuff was running all over the place. 96. And he did it against that high-powered offense? Also, Ramos. Where do you swing? Dude, he swung a foot under that. Dude, he's sharp. Bro, that thing is running like... Was that a sinker? Guys, I think he's throwing a seam-shifted two-seam. Hold on, I got to see that again. I got to look this up. We're going to look this up after this game. This was disgusting. There's a slider. Bro, that is a sinker. Okay, I gotta look up his two-seam, bro. Is Bradish always like this or an anomaly? Or an anomaly? Bradish is always like this. Bradish had a great year last year, dude. This guy is a bona fide 1-2 when he's healthy. But you can see how he cuts his four-seam a little bit, and then that one comes back. I don't know what he's doing. It feels like he's seam shifting a two. No, it's a seam shifter. Yeah, I'm going to analyze the shit out of this. All right, I got to look that up. So he threw 7 no-hit. I mean, that team is a very poor hitting team. Yeah, look at that. See the spin? Oh, my God, that's perfect. Guys, this is what seam shift looks like. I freaking love this. Hold on. Okay, so if you were wondering, can I do this? Nope. Okay, never mind. I don't know what happened. I want to do this frame by frame, but I don't think you can on. Hold on, let's get back to that. Yeah, this one seam shifted. So I'll show you. So see how the ball is spinning almost like a slider a little bit, almost like a cutter? You guys see that? So when you throw a sinker, guys used to like pronate through the ball like this, like turn their hand like that to get it to spin this way and then go that way. So the spin would take it. Seam shifting is spinning it on an axis almost like this way, and it's spinning at such a good axis spinning, like it's going to go like this, that it goes this way. So his four seam and his seam shifted two seam. Here, I have a ball here. I'll show you. So this used to be a two seam, and you would pronate, so the ball would spin like this. And so you get like a line down the middle if it's spinning fast enough. He's throwing across these seams, or at least it's spinning this way and releasing it like that. So instead of going like this, it's going like inner like that, and he's getting this spin, which then makes it go right. So I went from change up here, which made it spin perfect backspin like this, and I would get like really high carry, and I turned it the same way like this, and then it would go spin like this, and I would get that fade, that crazy fade. So like, that's what a seam shifter is. That is literally what it looks like. It's for people who can't pronate their hand, which is most of us. A lot of people don't know that. Everyone thinks everyone's pronating. They're not. He's a supinator. That's why he throws such a good slider and why he cuts his four seam fastball. So when he throws a four seam, it goes whoop. And when he throws a two seam, it looks the same spin axis wise, but it goes whoop the other way. And then he throws a 90-mile-an-hour slider. You still get a similar line. Yeah, it'd be so similar that you wouldn't be able to tell. And the spin axis is almost the same as your four seam. It's slightly different, but it's so close to the same thing that hitters can't see the axis. And that's 96. Hey, what up, Corralito? I remember you from the Twins. So, and that is what a seam shifted two seam fastball from Brad says. Wow, dude, what a day. Adley Rutschman 2-run homer. I've been there. Wear it. Well, Crochet punched 11 too. Hey, I'm glad we actually have these young guys who are starting to dominate as the starting pitchers, though. That's pretty exciting, if I'm being honest. Mendick goes deep in the 8th, huh? Who'd he hit it off of? Actually, I want to know. Oh, no, Danny Colon, what a guy. Crochet's throwing really well, man. Last year or so because of sports betting. Hey, Prox, don't tell MLB that or they'll lean harder into it. Were you good enough to bet on? Last year I was. You know? Ooh, Cam Boozer. You want to talk about Cam Boozer? I think we could talk about Cam Boozer. We're going to talk about Sugar here in a minute too. What time we got? It is 8:30. Great time. Okay. Thoughts on Ranger Suarez? We'll put him on too. We'll do some analysis. So, but before we do my power rankings for the week, so I want to have one thing that I do. I'm going to give you my the Power 5, the top 5 in the league, and then I'm going to give you the Mayday, the bottom 5. Okay. After that, we will then get into breaking down some players, and then I'll start taking just AMAs. Like, if you guys want to give me links in Discord, we can check the Discord channel. We have a baseball channel in the Discord where you guys can also throw links. So I'll be basically getting it from different sources, and we'll just kind of go through the news and go through what's going on, and then do some breakdowns and stuff too. So I have Sugar Diaz on here, Ranger Suarez, and Cam Boozer. At some point, though, we will have it like right above me. It'll just be a list that populates here, but I just got to figure out that. I just got to figure it out. So, Rise of Smith and Lewis Gill. Or is it Gill? It's Gilles, right? Gilles? Yeah. Heel. I knew that. Heel, not Gilles. Sometimes it's Gilles. Thank you, guys. That's why you're here. Okay, let's really quickly go through the rest of the scores on this day, though. I want to check in on the scoreboard just to get everyone who didn't know. All right. The Reds beat the Dodgers 4-1. Nationals down to the Mariners 9-5. Braves 8-1 over the Pirates. Tough news for them with Acuña going down. We will get into that in a bit. Rangers win a must-needed game against the Twins. Royals go down to the Rays, seemingly for the first time in a month. Mets win one they needed to get before there's an all-out mutiny in the stands, 4-3. Red Sox 2-1 over the Brewers. White Sox go down to the Orioles. We just went over that. 5-2 Rockies over Phillies. Okay, Rockies, I see you. Phillies are impressive as hell this year. Guardians go 5-4 over Angels. Athletics drop to the Astros 5-2. Marlins, D-backs 3-1 Marlins get their 19th win. Yankees go down to the Padres 5-2. And the Cardinals over the Cubs 4-3. Wow, this is a lot of close games. What was the biggest one? 8-1. So there's 1, 2, 3. Of the 15 games, only 3 were non-save situations. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy? Pretty crazy. All right, let's check out our Power 5 for the day. And before we do that again, I need a new sound effect, chat. I need a new sound effect, chat. So give me a second. Give me one moment. Why is it just logging me into the wrong account over and over again? Stop, man. This is awkward. Hold on. Ew. Everyone hold your breath. Everyone's type a smiley face in the chat while I do this. All right. Everyone smile. Everyone just smile. Smiley faces only. I don't know if that's right. We're going to go into our power rankings. All right, here we go. And let's do the Power 5 for this last week. Did we do it? The Power 5. Wowie clap. All right, Power 5. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do the top 5. Okay, I got this cool nifty whiteboard thing. Power 5. Then we go here. And make that big. Then we'll copy it. Copy. And then paste it. Paste it. Copy. Copy. And then paste. And then copy. And then how the hell do you paste? Okay, we're gonna do another one. Power 5 and then Mayday. It's the bottom 5. All right, here we go. That's too big. Perfect. Crushed it. Crushed it. Insane production value. You are welcome, guys. So here's the deal. All this week, I was working on ideas, running test streams and all this kind of stuff. And then I realized that I want to do this with you. So we're just going to kind of pick these. So I have these tracks all picked out. Now I have them saved. So I'm going to download all these. They're going to go onto my soundboard. And then next week, we're going to have them all live. Oh Mama, 74 months. Welcome back. The Kwai Pickle, 8 months. Welcome back as well. Crazy Roof R. Brand new tier 1 sub. That is a real good old fashioned from the wallet type of sub. Let's get some freaking baseballs in the chat. Let's get some Team A baseballs in the chat. Is this part of the company you were part of? Nope, this is mine. This is my own thing. Like your grandpappy used to. Exactly. Exactly. Heavier than air. I know your name. All right. Here are your top 5 Power 5 teams going in to the week of May 27th, 2024 in 5th place. And let's see what the best way to do this is. 5 in 5th place, which will probably be a stunner to a lot of you because this will mean that a team that you were probably expecting will not be in the top 5. I have the Kansas City Royals. Get it out of your system, your boos and your cheers as you need, guys. I understand you are baseball fans, and sometimes you reserve the right to be offended. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Right now, we had the Kansas City Royals. And let me tell you why. 1, Seth Lugo is currently your Cy Young winner in the AL. 100%. I'd say he wins it. He is crazy good this year. I will say Salvi hitting the top batting average. Big time. That guy can hit. Always has. Great catcher as well. Bobby Witt Jr. is a bona fide star and a team and a guy you build a team around, and then a lot of their young talent is doing a really good job. Their bullpen's been solid, and they have Tyler Duffy. Mets never have gotten rid of Seth. Guys, the Mets didn't get rid of Seth. He went to free agency. The Mets didn't get rid of me. I went into free agency. Tariq Skubal, it'd be close, but I would say Seth Lugo would win it right now. If it happened right now, if you extrapolated both their years into 170 innings, like if Seth ended with a 1.6 or 1.71 or whatever he has, he would win it. But Tariq is very good. I had him top 3 for Cy Young this year as well, but I did not anticipate Seth. I anticipated Seth being like a top 30 starter. It's not surprising. Can Mason Miller win the Cy Young as a closer? He can, but he won't throw enough innings. He won't throw enough innings. All right. 5th place, Kansas City Royals. In 4th. For your 4th most powerful team in the major leagues, that is the Cleveland Guardians. And who would have thought coming? They are pitching and they are hitting. I don't know. I think they're drinking. I think they got that juice from that Michael Jordan gave everybody in freaking Space Jam. I don't know. They just win. They just win. 3's RL said it correctly. They're just winning. You cannot argue with 36 wins. AL Central. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Deb Shep. He's seeing the pattern. Deb Shep's seeing the pattern. They make you throw strikes, then smack him when you do. Exactly. The AL Central came out of nowhere. Imagine the Twins being in 3rd with being 4 games over 500. Not me. What the F? Cleveland is top 10 in this year in home runs this year. Did you know that Cleveland? And actually, we're just going to do this right now. This is a teaching moment. It's time for another teaching moment. Insert sound effect. All right. Teaching moment sound effect. I should be writing this stuff down. Can someone write this down? We need 3 sound effects. Teaching moment. I'm going to get my pad of paper. Where's my pen? My pen. Where is it? There's a pen in here. My cool pen. Where is it? There it is. Found my cool pen. All right. Anyway. Teaching moment. Hey, Alexa. Off. Sorry, guys. Alexa gives me the news in the morning. All right, Guardians. What were we talking about? The Guardians Park. I wanted to show you an interesting thing about the Guardians Park. Park factors. So they've had a huge change in park factors. Look at this. Park factor. Rockies are the best park factor. Duh. Is this year? Oh, this is 3-year rolling. So we want just this year. Guardians, 3rd. Progressive Field is now 106 in park factor. Right? That's 3rd in the league. Park factor means your ability to hit there, score runs. Look at their double factor, 128, 136 in home run. It is the 3rd easiest place to hit a home run right now. For reference, they're 30th. 30th. Last year, they were 94. Their home run was an 67. What did they do? They removed a little section in the right field stands, like in the I think the right center. They removed a lot of like the stuff sticking up there so you could see the skyline, the Cleveland skyline. And it just, now the wind just freaking flies out. So they went from 30th to 3rd in 1 day, in 1 year. Excuse me. So that is why the Guardians, that is a big reason the Guardians' offense is suddenly thumpy, because they have that. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that like cheating? No, it's not. It isn't. You can't control that. What are you supposed to do? Did they change Petco as well? Possibly. Did you guys not know that? Isn't that crazy? The more you know. The more you know. I'm just keeping track of all the sounds I need to get. All right. In third place, the third most powerful team, your Baltimore Orioles. I have the Orioles in third place. I'm still big on them. I think they're a young group of talent. Getting Bradish to throw the way he's gotten. Grayson Rodriguez is freaking nasty. Corbin Burns anchoring that rotation. They have arms in the pen, even though it's a little shaky at times. But I feel like the shakiest bullpens have won the World Series the last 4 or 5 years. So, or like the shakiest bullpen through the season, they all like they got dialed up for the playoffs. So I think they have a great opportunity there. I think they're going to be great. Very stacked franchise, a lot of young talent, and they're going to be in this list for a long time. I mean, what else can I say? The Bradish thing, though, moved them up for me. They were 5, now they're 3rd. Big fan of that. All right, number 2 in this week's power rankings. The New York Yankees. The Yankees. You know why the Yankees? Because they have won 37 games. Carlos Rodon's throwing well. They don't even have Garrett Cole back yet. Heel, like we mentioned before, which we will get into. We'll go look at his year and the things he's doing well. We'll break him down a little bit. He's been a great surprise. Clark Schmidt has done a good job, except for the tipping the other day. That wasn't great. But the New York Yankees, Juan Soto's made a huge difference. Alex Verdugo has made a huge difference. And Marcus Stroman has made a huge difference. I'm so glad that I actually called that out. Because, called it out in the offseason, because I was right, and it feels good. Just pay Soto already, 12 years, $600 million. Well, unfortunately, let's look up the news on Hal Steinbrenner. What did he say? Hal Steinbrenner says Yankees payroll is not sustainable, and what that means for Juan Soto pursuit. I believe I have The Athletic, which I need to just log into, but I will do that at some point. Also, guys, sub to The Athletic. I would say The Athletic does some of the best, I think, reporting. I think the most quality reporting in the MLB, and it's cheap. So if you're going to pay for some endemic media, I would say they do a good job. I mean, I am biased too, but I do check their stuff out quite a bit. They have a $300 million payroll, which seems to be working out. Hal, what I have to say is, guys, like a broken record. I don't believe I should have a $300 million payroll to win a championship. Does he? No, he's a Nepo baby too. It is actually pretty amazing how out of touch the sons of people who owned a team before are. It's crazy. I don't believe I should have to pay $300 million payroll to win a championship. Yeah, and people don't believe they should be paying $12 for eggs, Hal. Tough shit. You know what I mean? Wah. Well, you do. So shut up. That's what I would say. I mean, he complains about a luxury tax that the owners put in place. It's just so funny. Imagine bitching about something that your group of people that literally proposed for the CBA. How funny is that? $10 beer. Frick, that's cheap, man. You going to minor league games? He goes, I shouldn't have to pay $300 million as they are in first place, 20 games over 500, 55 games into the season. Playing really good ball with a $300 million payroll. You know what I mean? I'd argue Yankees would be losing money if you don't sign Soto. The Soto and Judge jerseys alone in that city. It's just something you got to do, man. They put it in play because of Cohen. Yeah, but it's all excuses, guys. They just don't want to spend money. At the end of the day, right? It just comes down to I don't want to spend money, and they say stuff. Now they just say that like it's too expensive, and like it's just not true. They say it's too expensive, and then they don't ever prove any of that. We've been over it. We've been over that a lot in this channel. But like, there's never any proof. They won't show like this is why I can't afford it. They're just like I can't afford it. Check me. Like it gets old quick. It's real effing old. Anyway, pay Soto. He deserves it, and he's gonna be a star. But our number one power ranking team, as I got distracted as I always do. Number one, the best team, the team to beat right now. The Philadelphia Phillies are the number one team currently. 38-16. They've been beating the teams they're supposed to beat. They've been beating everyone else. I understand their schedule has been weaker. I understand that. We're going to learn a lot about them. The way we do this is right now. It's the hottest team, the team that's hardest to beat, that is dialed in, and is doing the things they're supposed to do. Philadelphia Phillies are number one for me. They could go and they could just split with these teams, but they're not. They're beating everybody. They're winning the games they're supposed to win. That is what the best teams do. But it's hard to tell talent-wise if they're better. But I think they have their money tied up in the right ways. They have a good payroll. They have a good smattering of guys who are cheap. Stott, Bohm, Marsh. And then they got the guys who are locked in. Schwarbers, the Harpers, the Wheelers, and the Nolas. Like, that's a good combination of guys who are hungry, who are trying to get themselves established and playing really well and getting better every year, and then guys who are established and being paid what they're supposed to be being paid and like being around each other. It's a really good place to be. Why is Marsh always wet? It's because he chooses to do that. I don't know why. I don't know why I would want to be whipped into the face. But other big reasons that they're so good. Ranger Suarez is having a phenomenal year. He's the Seth Lugo of the NL, in my opinion. And then they have Wheeler and they got Nola, who are literally just rock solid. And the same person every single time they pitch. They have a 3 starting rotation that is, I would take them against any playoff team in the major leagues. And that is seen by how they've made 2 NLCSs in a row. It's looking like an Astro situation for them if they can get it done. They can get it done. All right. Phillies, Yankees, Orioles, Guardians, and Kansas City Royals with some honorable mentions of the Dodgers. Because they just missed it, and the Brewers. Both teams are leading their divisions. They're playing pretty well lately. The Dodgers were on a heater last week, and they would have been in the top 5. They probably would have been 3. But the Royals are 8-2 in their last 10. The Guardians are 9-1 in the last 10. The Phillies are 8-2 in the last 10. The Yankees are 7-3, and the Orioles are 7-3. So, like, these teams are all playing very, very well. At least that's what it was last night. Twins are 4-1 since they found the sausage. I think we found the source of their power. All right, real quick, let's do the bottom 3. If I can get this to... Why can't I duplicate this? This is so weird. Isn't this weird? Isn't that vid? I feel like that's a very common thing to do. Anyway, just do a new one. All right, your bottom 5. Your bottom 5 teams in the league in order, in my opinion. In my opinion, is almost always right. The bottom 5. Sorry, the bottom 5, not bottom 3. Bottom 5. Command C, Command D. Thank you so much, Joe. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in this program for whatever reason. I don't know. Copy and paste does not work the way it's supposed to work. I just realized my camera is going to cover this up, so we're going to leave this over here. We're going to move this over here so you can see it a little bit better. And then we'll put this over here, make this a little smaller, for uniformity. This is a little bit big. Put that there. Okay. Actually, this is too far over now. All right. Your 26th team are the Reds. Severely underperformed, even though they have, I'm still high. I'm hopeful for them, but they have played not well. They do not hit on the road at all. That is bad. But Ellie De La Cruz is very fun to watch. They're just better than that. They have good starting pitching with Montas and Hunter Green and Ashcraft and Lodolo. Like, they're nasty. They gotta score runs. They just swept the Dodgers. They did just sweep the Dodgers. That's why the Dodgers are out. Did they just sweep the Dodgers? That was a sweep? At home? Yeah, but at home. They're still 23-30. I'm still disappointed in them. I mean, honestly, the Pirates are probably below them, but I'm going to do that. The Reds are still 26. Let's say they were 28th. Now they moved up to 26th. So I could be wrong there. You know what? Yell at me. Be mad. 27th. The Angels. What are they ever doing? I do not have the Halos. I do have the A's. You know what? Actually, you're right. We're going to tie them. The Cardinals are directly above them with an honorable mention. The Angels are 27th. I never know what the hell they're doing. They spend money in the weirdest ways I've ever heard. Their highest paid guy last year was an 8th inning guy. Something they just simply did not need. Trout got hurt again. Rendon got hurt again, and it's the same team, but without Ohtani. They just don't, like, their ownership is, I just don't know I just don't know. It's like to the point where I'm like, do you have any clue how any of this works? This is crazy. Ron is a great manager. I think Ron is a great teacher. He's a great, I think he's a great manager of men. So yeah, I think Ron is a very good manager for teaching the guys how to play the game the right way. At least fundamentally. I don't know. Honestly, he hasn't been in enough situations to like even judge his in-game decisions. And I think he's seen some frustration that because I think he feels like he has a lot to offer in that area. But they're just not in the position to do, like, they're just not executing any of the stuff he's trying to do. And so he's like, let's go back to when he kind of threw Guillorme under the bus a little bit for not bunting a ball that, frankly, he shouldn't have been able to bunt. And if anyone knows how to do the little things, it's Louis Guillorme. So I didn't really like that very much. But he's frustrated, and I understand that. I like Wash. Cards are 10 of the last 12. Cards have won 10 of the last 12. Yeah, the Cards are not on this list. 28th. Number 28. Marlins. They're just not very good. Their entire team has been decimated by injuries, and they don't really score enough runs. They don't really have enough power. They don't hit for average, and their catchers are basically just backstops. And they don't really pack much punch. It's not an easy place to play. It's not an easy place to hit. Traded Luis Suarez. They've just kind of thrown in the towel, so they're 28. They're 28. 29. Even after the recent success, even after playing a lot better as of late, man, the Rockies are bad. They're just bad. They can hit. Their bullpen has been extremely, extremely weak. They can't close games out. The problem is, like, no lead is safe when I'm going by basically, if you're going through a game, if you're going into the game every day and there's not even one inning where you feel comfortable with the lead, that can take a toll on you. Though they have scored a lot more runs. They are the Colorado Rockies. They generally do. But shout out to Ryan McMahon. He's having a really good year. Tovar seemed to be a really good sign. He's a solid player and a great defensive shortstop. I think he's going to be their guy for a while, which is awesome. Ezequiel Tovar is good, man. And Austin Gomber's been the bright spot in Denver. It's going to be interesting to see, like Tyler Anderson, how he's gonna do somewhere else. Because unless he's on a contract, he's not on a contract, is he? Rockies need an extra, but they seem just okay. So they're honestly, I'll be completely honest. The vibe from the Colorado Rockies is that they're cool with it. Like, they're just cool with where they're at. And who am I? Who am I to say that? You know what I mean? You're cool with it. I mean, they paid Chris Bryant. But yeah, they're perpetual cellar dwellers. It's been a while since they snuck into the old wild card. They used to have kind of the A's thing going where they would scrap together some teams. Chris Bryant isn't cool with it. I mean, he's not. He doesn't seem like he's having a really good time, but you know, did we just get a donation? No, it's a sub. I was like, what the hell? Okay. Prime sub from Reds 384. Reds 384. Let's get some baseball emojis in both chats, please. Hey, welcome in, guys. Welcome in YouTube as well. All right. As we complete this run of show, the last team, the worst team, is the White Sox. There was a point where the Chicago White Sox last year, they had the worst qualified hitter in the league. That was Tim Anderson, which is weird. He's won 2 batting titles, and he's also been the worst productive player in the league, which is the craziest thing, flip-flop ever. I don't know how that happens. It tells me it's something up here. But he had the lowest OPS in the league, and there was a point through a month of the season that the White Sox as a team had a lower OPS than he had last year. You know your cam down there is mirrored. Yes, I do. I did know that. Yeah, look, I'm facing towards the screen. That's why it's mirrored. Alert is backwards? Oh! Why is the alert backwards? Wait. Oh, yeah. No, I knew that. I know that. The reason I do the one at the bottom of the screen is mirrored backwards, right? Yeah, that's supposed to be that way. I will fix that as well. I might mess with positioning of the camera and stuff too. We might go like top left or top right. Yeah, top left. I'll fix it. Thank you, Boombox. Though, appreciate that. Let me jot that down on my notepad. Unmirror cam. And that completes our power rankings. That completes our power rankings for the week of May 27th, 2024. Moving on to our next segment. There's your power rankings. I know. It's sick, dude. It's sick. Killing it. Absolutely killing it right now. All right, let's talk about some people. All right, first guy we're going to go over. Do you guys want to check out Ranger Suarez? Do a Ranger Suarez breakdown? Tim's OPS was worse this year than it was last year. Something's got to be going on. Well, you know, he had a lot of that stuff happening in his personal life. There is probably a little bit of just like not having a great time, you know. Will you be posting some Con Lemon videos on or just your streams? Con Lemon. This is from YouTube chat. Captain Bayi. What do you mean by Con Lemon? I'm confused. He's legit? Is he the real deal? All right, let's determine. This is Ranger Suarez the real deal? Let's check it out. Here's how we can tell if someone is having a season that is projectable. So, a few things to pay attention to. And this is going to be a little bit, I don't know, educational, all right? What is he doing so well? Well, one, the only things he is below average on are extension, whiff, swing and miss, and he's still almost at 50%, almost average at whiff, which is crazy based on his arsenal. We'll get into that in a moment. And fastball velo. He's averaged 91.3 on his fastball, which is bottom 12% in the league. So, for those of you who don't know how to read this is percentile. So remember when you took testing, like standardized testing in school? You were put into percentiles, like you're in 99th percentile in math. He's in 99th percentile in pitching run value. Run value is basically just a projection of how valuable that pitch is and whether or not it prevents runs or allows runs. Toxie Nose, 54 with a brand new sub using the Prime sub. Zetter's also 33 months before that. What's up, Trev? What's up, Zetters? Good to see you both. I hope you're having a great day. Let's get some Team A baseballs in the chat. Baseball emojis, please, in both chats. That would mean a lot. Cobblemon. Oh, am I going to be posting Cobblemon? That was very confusing. No, I'm going to be doing posting Cobblemon videos. Yes, I am actually meeting with an editor who's going to do the whole series. So just give me like it's gonna be a couple days before the first one comes out, but when the first one comes out, they'll come out regularly. And I'm gonna do the whole series, Kabumon. By the way, guys, that's my gaming channel if you're ever interested in that. Awesome. Yeah, baseball emojis. If you're on your phones or whatever, use the classic one. All right. So this is what I look at first. How is he performing in both expected and so if your expected stats are great and your actual stats are great, usually good sign. He's 9-1 with the 175 and 11 starts. That is projectable. That's 72 innings, guys. Oopsie daisy, did not mean to click on that. All of this is great peripherally. Just absolutely phenomenal, right? Then I come down here and go, okay, so everything's performing really well. He's missing bats. He's also getting soft contact. He's not allowing very many hits. He's not walking guys. All very projectable. Then you go down and I look at his heat maps where he's throwing everything. His sinker, he is throwing it away from righties and into lefties, and he's hitting that spot all the time. Four-seamer, he's going exactly across the strike zone and clustered on the other side. So he wants to throw sinker this side, four-seam this side, and he's executing it really well. Curveball, for the most part, bottom of the zone, very few up here are being hung. And it's also pretty tightly clustered, even though curveballs generally have the bigger area because it's a high-moving pitch. And the changeup, all on the edges. So he's not, the only thing he misses in the middle of the plate sometimes is the curveball, and that's just because he throws at first pitch, and that's all you have to do. And then the cutter, up and into righties, up and away to lefties. He probably never throws it to lefties. Up and in, so he goes four seam and up and in cutters, so you can see these two together. And he uses this, and this together, mostly. These three together to lefties, these three together to righties, these three together to lefties, these two together to righties more, with the curveball mixed to both. That's 100% what's happening, and he's absolutely filthy. He's just locating really, really well. And then we come down to movement. And depth is what this guy operates with a couple two planes. So he is in top. I think this is top like 5%. Usually, if you highlight it, it goes, oh no, okay. Oh, no, it's 11%. So his changeup drops 40 inches, which is insane. That's absolutely crazy. And his sinker drops 28 inches. These two pitches look exactly the same. His changeup sinker combination is pretty gross. I don't know what else to say. That is going to make him have the year he's having. So will he end with a 1.7? Probably not. But will he end with a very good year if he stays healthy? Absolutely. And then the last thing I'll look at is the run values on all these. He has positive run values on 4 of his pitches, and the only 2 he doesn't, he throws the least amount of time, and they're still 0, so they're still neutral. His whiff percentages, he's over 30% on 2 of his pitches, curveball and his changeup. That's awesome. It's not just 2 breaking balls, it's the changeup and the curveball. The changeup is more and more important this year across the league. Everyone's throwing changeups at a 44% whiff rate, and changeup is pretty crazy, man. Expected batting average 179, but his actual batting average is 0.87. So even if it looks like it's overperforming, but even if it were performing to the level it's supposed to, it's still very hard to hit. And that is why Ranger Suarez is having such a great freaking year. You guys hear that? Ranger Suarez. Your NL Cy Young, probably for the first quarter. Year of the splitter. I mean, splitter and changeups are the same thing, effectively. They are basically baseball's wrinkle on your fastball, but they're used the same way. Splitters just rely a little bit more on movement, but Ranger Suarez throws either a hyper-pronated two-seam changeup or a seam-shifted two-seam changeup. So everyone still wants movement, but on changeups you want more horizontal, and on splitters you want more vertical and horizontal. That makes sense. Cam Boozer. Yes, we can look at Cam Boozer, but what would you like to do? Would you like to talk about Cam Boozer's story of getting in the major leagues? Or you want to talk about how he's doing? I'm assuming by your second comment. There was a video that I saw that I might just do. Let's watch some video on it then. Guys, so anyone who's not familiar with Cam Boozer, this one. We'll watch MLB's video. Actually, we won't because they'll DMCA us. Which one of these can I play? Let's do the MLB.
Incredible story. Boozer, 2 serious injuries in high school. Broke his femur while playing football as a sophomore. His vertebrae while weightlifting as a senior. And he strikes out and touches. He'll never forget that. And they'll throw that ball out of play. Family with him every step of the way through all the many injuries. The 2 surgeries in high school and a spot playing baseball at Oregon State, then tore his UCL as a freshman, and now Triolo. Check swing, and that does it.
He took it in, man. I love it.
This is Boozer after the game. Look at the emotion as he gets into a major league game for the first time in more than 10 years of baseball at the professional level. Everyone coming over, and you can just see the emotion from Boozer. Great shot right there as he gets the pat on the back from his teammates and coaches.
He's had an incredible.
Yeah. Good cry of relief. That's exactly what it was. And you guys got to know this, too, about being a relief pitcher. You're relieved that things went well. Also. So it's double relief. But Cam Boozer got hurt about 58 times. He kept trying to play. He broke his femur. He broke bones. He tore his UCL in college. Kept playing. Had to, he basically, every level he was at, he was there for, twice as long as everyone else. Basically how it worked. But he's always had good stuff, which that factors in. And he goes to the big league store 96, 98, lefty. And he's got one of the best Fu Manchus on the history of Goose Gossage somewhere was saluting, even though he's on the Boston Red Sox. He was like, that is phenomenal, sir. Dan Boozer, what a guy. Good for him, man. I always tell guys, hey, when you make your debut, freaking look around, let it out, feel the feels. Feel your feels, man. Didn't Dennis Quaid make this movie 15 years ago? The Rookie? That movie was made 20 years ago. My guy, Cam Boozer. And shout out to FX on Fox. Though at the end, why are we playing music while there's music also playing in the clip? I didn't like that. Bad editing. But they did their best. All right. Next up, you guys want to look at Edwin Diaz? Breaking down Edwin Diaz struggles here at the beginning of the year. We'll check him out real quick via Savant. Let's see what's changed a little bit. And I can tell you, after I played with him, I know exactly what's going on with this guy's good. So again, let's not panic, all right? You spot the Father's Day one? Gotcha. Let's not panic because he's still peripherally has really good stuff. Look, 98th percentile whiff, 98th percentile in K. The problem is he's average at walks, which honestly, this is the first time he's had to operate with the clock. You need to be patient with these guys. It's hard. And he when he's getting hit really hard. This is a little bit of bad luck, just a little bit. But his command hasn't been as good. He's not getting as many ground balls he used to get. But he's average. It's average hard hit, average ground ball. So I wouldn't worry so much about that. But he is giving up more barrels. Which, if you're not getting hard hit, you're above average in the hard hit percentage, but your barrel percentage is so low. There's this thing is a little bit of unlucky at times. See, all of this and then all of this doesn't line up. These things are the red like this. You get better pitching run values. So this is what's actually happening. This is what his stuff is projecting to be like. He throws a lot of fastballs. That's the problem. So actually, he doesn't. He throws 42% four-seam fastball. Problem is these ones. So this is where it was all 2022, and he never missed here. He's yanked a lot more this year, and he's thrown a lot of sliders down the middle more. He used to be here. So these are hurting him and these are hurting him. His misses are in the middle of the plate. That's it. His usage is almost exactly the same that it was in 2022. It's just where you miss. That's all it comes down to. His statistics here have never been great, but he has like a Paul Skeens fastball. This is a Paul Skeens fastball. He just doesn't throw as hard anymore. He used to, but he doesn't anymore. And that's it. That is it. That's the problem. He's just unluckers. Frankly. Look, expected batting average on his fastball 170, or on his slider 170. Actual batting average 245. Expected slugging 282. Actual slugging 465. He's just given up some really, really unfortunate home runs. 37% whiff still. 35% K rate. All of this is fine. It's just if he didn't give up the 2 or 3 homers he's given up, his year looks completely different. That is all it is. Maybe he's behind a little bit more. Maybe he's just making a couple more mistakes. He made no mistakes in 2022. He's just throwing it down the middle a little bit more often. That's it. And a couple times the guy got him. That's it. That's the difference. He still struck out 30 and 20 innings. But the difference between this and this is like 4 runs. So let's pump him, right? He's going to be okay. Oh, DJ Page back for 36 months, 9-month streak. Teammate rave, teammate baseball. Yeah. He's just throwing right down the middle a lot. Okay. The issue stats don't highlight how many leads he's blown. Yeah, it's about the time. It's about timing of these things, right? But again, you simply cannot only go off of like when he feels terrible or when things aren't going his way, and the timing of that happens to be in big games where he needs to get them, as opposed to like he struggles in games that don't matter as much. Like that, there is a world where he could struggle 3 times and none of them were in games where he blew the lead, and then he could have those same struggles where 2 of those 3s blow the lead, and then somehow he's gone from the greatest pitcher on the planet to everyone hates him once I'm out of town. That is the difference for a reliever. That is the difference. I had the same thing happen on the same team. In 2021, everyone's like, dude, we can't put this guy in games where we lead anymore. We can't do this, we can't do that. I was 17 for 19 in hold opportunities, and I blew 0 leads. At no point was I in the game where the other team took the lead. They tied it twice, but I always finished the inning. So when I went into a game we had the lead, I never left an inning that whole season where they had the lead when starting it with the lead, ever. Not one time. But yet, I was blowing games left and right. It just wasn't true. So, yeah, he's blown 3 of his last 4 outings. But before that, he didn't blow many. So, it's like, I got to have a little bit of grace. It's just one of those things like, yeah, I struggled at the wrong time. It's that simple. But I understand that he's making $100 million. You got to have high standards. I get it. But, like, it's just whether or not you think it should happen or not is irrelevant. It's gonna, because he's a human being. And he knows that, but he's going to be fine. He's going to be all right. Now, if he weren't striking guys out, or if his stuff wasn't moving, or if any of like his expected stats, like if his whiff percentage was dropping and his K percentage was dropping and his velo was dropping, and like if everything was dropping, then I'd be like, oh shit. But all of that stuff lines up to normal sugar. It's just the timing of which he's getting hit. You were way better in 21 than Diaz now straight up. I was at this point the same way as him right now in this season. After 20 games, I had like a 5 because I had an outing where there was an error. It was very clearly an error, called a hit, and then I left the game bases loaded, up by 3 runs, and the guy who came in after me cashed him, and now all of those are my runs, even though I had to get one more out. You see what I mean? Like that's also inherited runners are a whole thing. We can get into that. Some guys are good at it. Some guys are terrible at stranding runners. You know what? I'm about to toot my own horn because I don't play anymore, and I don't have to back this up anymore. From 2019 to 2023, I was second in percentage of inherited runners stranded, behind Suter of all people, because he inherited so many goddamn runners. 67 months from Sensei. 67 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Let's get some Team A baseballs. Just baseball emojis in the chat, guys. Just baseballs. Who's the best at that in the game right now? Ooh, I wonder. I wonder if there's a Fangraphs leaderboard for that. Can we look at Manoah and see if his last few games are sustainable for all season? Yeah, you want to go look at his last few games? Actually, let me just look him up. Let me look at Manoah. Manoah has looked way better. Hey! Fire me up! Hey, we don't want that there. We want this here. That guy's having such a good time. Thank you for the rave. I appreciate that a lot. When will we baseball fans not ever be reactionary alarmists? I mean, the internet. It's just the internet. Guys, it's the internet. Everyone's reactionary on the internet. All right, see? So this is what I'm talking about right here. This is interesting. He's getting hit really hard, but when? So this is another thing. There's like barrel and then hard hit percentage. These two things need to line up a little bit better. But he's above average in some stuff. No one's chasing like they used to. He used to throw like that sweeper that would get chased a lot. I feel like all this stuff is trending up though. He's getting better. Right? He's improving. It's improvement for him. I kind of want to go look at how his last few outings went. Let's look him up on True Media here. Alek Manoah. Yes, 2024. Game log. Okay, so struggled a little bit last time out. 4 walks, gave a couple homers. Let's look at these homers.
I give Riley a different look, not maybe a...
Okay, we need to not have audio on. Change it right down the middle. That one did not move at all. Another changeup? Yeah, his changeup's not moving. Those were not moving. Actually, I kind of want to know now. Go to pitch log. We'll go here. Go to pitch movement. I want to see how those moved. No. Let's homer. Okay, we're just gonna sort for homers. Oh, go, homer. There we go. Home run. Who was that to? Kerry Carpenter? Changeup? Yeah. See this, guys? That's a bad changeup. And then Colt Keith was the other one. Yeah, his changeup was terrible. So what you're looking for on changeups, like this, you're looking for 14, 15 inches of arm side run. His literally went 10 and 11. It looks like his access. So he seam shifts too. He throws everything on like he supinates. He throws everything on the outside of the ball, and so he tries to get it go that way. It looks like it's just kind of like floating. It's not really getting there. So that's what those homers look like. I don't know. I don't know if this is sustainable. It's. I think it's too early to tell. Though, one thing I will say, something that should be exciting for him. Let's get rid of this homer. Back-to-back 7 innings. So he's eating innings. No runs, 2 starts in a row. 6 and 7 Ks. Like these, he was probably very good at and looking like old him. 78 pitches, 7 innings. They just couldn't score any runs. And this was his first one back, right? He went back. He gave a bunch of runs in the first inning. Settled down a bit. Pitched a little bit better. And then he's thrown well. So, 2 of 4 have been not great. One's a clunker. But I think he's improving, and you should be encouraged by especially the one hit against Tampa. I think that was a good one. Does he have white guy dreads? Does he? I don't think he's white. So, I don't think he's white. I don't know actually. Manoah sounds like a maybe a Polynesian name or Or like a Hawaiian name? I don't actually know. I don't know what his I don't know where his family's from. Or what his ancestry is. There you go. He's Latino, maybe? He's Cuban? Yeah. Manoa could be a Cuban name too. But Manoa is actually a really, really interesting name. But yeah, he's Latin. He's from Miami, isn't he? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any problem with it either way. Interesting. Born in Florida? Yeah. It's from Dade County, I believe. All right. There's Manoa for you. We went over Sugar Diaz. Let's talk about a little bit more news. Ronald Acuña. Unfortunately, yeah, we are not doing a New York Post. Not now. Continue. Freaking A, man. I'll fix it next time. Next time. Oh. Mr. Ramirez suffered a complete tear of his ACL. Injury occurred Sunday's game against Pittsburgh when he attempted to redirect his momentum while running the bases. Third time in his career he's been sidelined because of ACL-related injury, having previously missed a month, 2018, and then significantly more time in 21-22. So do we know? Was it the same knee? There you go. Thank you, Danny. He's part Samoan. Oh, that's so cool. So not white. Different knee, opposite knee. Oh, damn, dude. I don't know if that's better. Actually, dude, what's up with it? He's got Brandon Roy knees, man. He's got Greg Oden knees. How do you get hurt on the base pass? It's just like you got to be quick, you got to be agile, and you need so the ACL, the MCL, and the meniscus, they're stabilization tendons, guys. They hold your knee together. It's like UCL for your knee. So your UCL holds your elbow together. It doesn't flex. It doesn't move. It's a seatbelt. So those are your seatbelts for your knees. Some guys have just more space. They get slightly more movement in their knees. Like it could be millimeters, and those millimeters could be just the difference between too far and within the range, right? So it's 2 year. It sucks. It's funny because like normal stuff, like you kind of hobble around for a bit, and then you can kind of get away with it without doing athletic stuff. So like. You can tear your ACL and be okay with it for years if you're a non-athlete. You just can't do it as someone who needs to run. So it's interesting whether or not it's been bothering him all year because he's been not playing well, like not up to his standards anyways, and he's not been running, which is a prime example. It sounds like this might have been something that was around for a while. Guys are too lean and muscular. You can't pull fat. Unfortunately, being fat's not going to help you with your ACL. But yeah, it's a big blow for the Braves, who are kind of getting left behind by the Phillies a little bit right now, and they might be in danger of their division streak ending. So now they're talking about who they could pick up. Taylor Ward, Lonzo Taylor. I think that would be a good fit for them. Tommy Pham, he's always on the block. He's ready, bro. If they got Rook though. Bop. Wait, where's number one? Oh, sorry, Winker. How's Winker hitting? I bet you. I think these three are the best pickups for them. Someone tell the script writers that they already used this script in 2021. Oh. Baseball being scripted, lol. I'm fat and I'm slow and never blew up my ACL. Coincidence? I think not. I think that has kept you healthy big time. But if they could pick up Rooker, who is having a freaking... Also, Brent Rooker has like a 950 OPS. Why does no one talk about this? You're hitting 280 in your amateur league? That's better than my wiffle ball, AB. That'd be big. But sad to hear Acuña goes down, that's big for the Braves. They're searching a little bit right now. Now they have Austin. I don't know if Austin Riley's back yet. I think he's getting close. But without him and without Acuña, they're gonna hang around. They're gonna be right there. They're gonna make the playoffs. Like that's. I don't think that's gonna be in that division. They're gonna take second easy. Second and first are the Phillies and the Braves. It's just gonna see which one. Sean Murphy's. So they're getting close, but they need. Oh, he's back tonight. Okay. Well, good timing on that. They need Riley to come back and pick up some of that slack, and they need Murphy back, switching off and on with Darno like they were last year to get that punch going, and then Olsen needs to continue to get better. Murphy's back tonight too? Awesome. Baseball, dude. That's baseball for you. Hey, Trev. Love hearing you on MLB radio on Sundays. Hey, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you from YouTube, guys. All my YouTube people over there, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you seriously so much. It's been it's really exciting to do this here. All right. So now I'm going to open up questions. We'll just do a Q&A right now. We'll get into what we can get into here at the end of the show. Guys, this has been Monday Mayday, working title, possibly Baseball Live, possibly Baseball times 5 Live. I kind of like that. Baseball times 5 Live. Sounds really good. I like that. Not going to sleep on Osuna. I don't understand that guy. He blows my mind with how he does all this stuff. Like how he just has the year he had last year and then has this year. It's like he just wakes up and decides. Who's the under the radar in the Braves lineup with Acuña out? I mean, Arcia is always going to be one of those guys for me. And Harris needs to keep doing what he does. That Bader catch was pretty nasty. Okay, I had a question in here. Specific pitching question. Considering Scherzer, etc., getting suspended over foreign substance, do you think the league will swing the other way? I don't really know what you mean by that. God, I need to steal something from this page. Can you explain that to me a little bit? Because I don't really know what you mean. I'm going to put the chat somewhere, maybe just above my head. Maybe. I don't know how to make it flat. Can I give it a background? Ooh. Go. You can't see that, can you? Uh-oh. Well, maybe if I went to a darker screen. There you go. Now you can see it. Cool. We'll put this in the top left. There we go. Yeah, so I need clarification on that question. Who is the best stuff? Oh, you found it. Okay. Oh, I got to do it in. Okay, sorry, Danny. I got to do it on YouTube real quick. I'll do it for you real quick. Jeez. Cheers. YouTube. We're new here. View my channel. Go to live chat. Danny, say something in the chat, please. Is that the chat over there? I didn't even tell. Can I chat in this? Guys, make sure you like the stream over on YouTube, by the way. Like the stream over on YouTube so people can find it. So we can do our live stream here every Monday morning. We're going to be doing live baseball chats. Can you talk about stuff versus deception? Okay, hold on. Let me get into some of these comments. Let me get best stuff in the major leagues. This is the guy with the best stuff in the major leagues. This is the best stuff in the major leagues for reliever. I would say Skeens might be Number 2, for starters, just in terms of general nastiness, so Ranger Suarez and Lugo have gross stuff. Did Fuzzy get screwed? I can talk about that in a moment. I know I have a lot of information on that. So he has the best stuff in baseball. Can you talk about stuff versus deception? Talk about stuff, and Danny Colum has been incredibly good for the Orioles since they got traded for him last season. Stuff is how the ball moves in a vacuum. So once the ball leaves your hand, that is when you are now talking about stuff. Everything that happens from when you start your delivery to its release is deception. Does that make sense? So think about it that way. And they work together. So like deception can enhance stuff. It could take the place of stuff. But stuff doesn't enhance deception. Actually, that's a lie. Stuff can. So they work together. They enhance each other. Because your deception, the way you throw the ball, your stuff could then work against the way you throw the ball, which makes it hard to hit, aka Paul Skeens. Do you think the offensive struggles is a result of not a tight clubhouse? Demo, which team are you talking about right now? Oh, the Mets' offensive struggles is not a tight clubhouse. No, I don't. I think that's a very common New York storyline. They love to talk about the clubhouse constantly, and that's just not true. It's not true. They're just not executing. It's the world's the sky is always falling. Sky is always falling. J-Mid, 74 months. Welcome back to the team, J-Mid. Let's get some baseballs in the chat, huh? All right, Danny, I see your message. Got it. It did work. I see it. Hold on. Just a lot going on right now. Add as moderator. You are modded. Congratulations. Congratulations, Danny. What? I'm about to start Escape from Tarkov, evidently. What the frick? Okay. Sorry about the inception here. Baseballception. So this guy's got the nastiest stuff. We talked about that. I can show you. So let's talk. So deception is like extension. So when you want to think about deception, the common things are vertical release angle, how high up from the ground you release the ball. Horizontal release angle, how far away from the center of the rubber do you release the ball. Extension, how close to the plate are you when you release the ball. So like your longer extension is the lower release height because the farther out you are. I was a tall person. I stand up tall. I had a really long extension, 7+ feet, and I released really low. So I went tall, low, throwing the ball high. So I kept changing kind of perceptions on when I was throwing, and that's why I got swings and misses high part of the zone. That plus my ride. That was my deception. I had deception. What guys would say is, oh, when you throw a fastball, it looks harder than you're throwing. And then when I started throwing 97, it looked like it was 100. Can we look at Ottavino at 38? Dude looks great. Ottavino dip dives and dodges them. That's what he does. Did MLB deaden the ball again? No. Guys, remember this. Always remember this. We talk about these narratives. Hey, hitting's down again. Hitting's down. And we're always talking about it in mid-frickin' May. All of April and half of May is the lowest output of offense every year. And we have the same conversation every year. Let's wait till the June, July hit parade starts happening and Aaron Judge hits 50 homers again. Give us the thoughts on Bauer and his performance in the Mexican League. Thoughts on Bauer and his performance in the Mexican League. He's throwing really, really well. That is not surprising. Mexican League is not high. Is not a high level of competition, but not because the talent's not there. It's more of an approach thing. Like guys can hit, they just swing at everything. You've seen a lot of his videos, and he will sell you the same thing. He's like, yeah, a lot of these guys are free swingers. There's a lot of like trying to get out of this league, and he's so smart that he just takes advantage of that. And he's got great stuff. So like, yeah, of course he's going to cut up that league. It has nothing to do with his performance. And anyone who still thinks that he's not in the major leagues because of his performance, you're lying to yourself. That's not why. That's not why. That isn't why he's been signed. It's not performance. We've talked about this a lot. It's just not performance. He's pitching good enough. Why didn't John Fisher sign Bauer? He's so cheap and so is Bauer. They turned off their comments, guys. They don't want bad PR, and that would be bad PR. Whether or not you think it should be or not is irrelevant. It would be. They would have to answer questions about it constantly, and they don't want to. No team wants to right now. They don't want that to be the center of attention. They don't want to talk about it all the time. They need to be able to do it quietly, and that opportunity has not presented itself. And that will be what prevent. And whether or not that's fair, you can have an opinion on fairness. That's fine, right? But that is what's happening, right? Yeah, it's just right now. Like, if they weren't hard nosed on him, they would sign him because he's ready to go. He could help teams. Whether or not he could help teams, it's not about money at this point. It's not about money. It's not about anything else other than what the PR and the media implications would be if it happened. That's it. How would you perform against Marty Mush? I'm unfamiliar with that nickname. I think you and Sheets of the White Sox look alike. I get that a lot. He's a good-looking guy, man. I'll take it. Threw a disgusting minor league pitch sequence and Nasty's pitches in the Discord. Oh, I'll check it out, Reds. Thank you. So does that mean Bradish's 7 hit list mean less since it's mid-May? Yeah. No. Just like hitting doesn't mean less in mid-May or more in mid-May. I would say, yeah, I don't think, yeah. Hitting doesn't mean less now. It's just harder to do. Overall, it's colder generally. So, like, how it averages out, right? You could be playing in, like, Minnesota in the beginning of April. You can't feel your hands. You can't get the ball over no one's hitting homers in BP. So, like, the thump isn't going to be there. So, teams have to go there and play. Teams that play there all the time. Like, it's going to affect your hitting. And then as it warms up, it gets better generally. It swings back into more equal. But, like, talking about like, oh, pitchers are too good because look how hitters are hitting this year. That's just not a good sample size. It's a bad sample size for making that case. Talk about it. Like, everyone's comparing a month and a half of this year to all of last year and saying, oh, we need to change something because we need more offense because people will stop watching and John Fisher will make less money. And yeah. Would you join a team if asked you to join management? No, not right now. I wouldn't. I will interview for one of those jobs if I want to do it. I don't want to travel. I don't want to work in an organization. I don't want to listen to an owner tell me about their. I don't want to dance around a owner's weird like neuroses and weird little things they care about that have nothing to do with baseball and have to like appease them because they have lots of money. That is like the last thing on the planet that I want to do in the whole wide world. Should any MLB team have to play 30 games in 30 days? Absolutely not. There's definitely not enough. There's not enough off days in a year. Not even close. Shlomo, who are we talking about there? If you could remind me. Hey, Trevor. Okay, sorry, I see it. Never mind. I have Jared Jones on my fantasy team. All my friends say he's not going to go full season. Why? Innings limit. Yeah. He will. He might go a whole full season, but he's going to throw 5 innings. Like, he's not going to throw more than 130 innings, probably. Innings limits for health concerns. It's also dependent on Reds' strategies. Love that. Imanaga, though? Yeah, dude. Are we talking about Imanaga for a pitching limit? Because he's 30 and he's thrown 7 professional years in Japan before now. Who's the big name that gets traded? Big name. That's interesting. It's going to be, so here's the thing. I think like Goldschmidt might go somewhere. It's going to be interesting to see what the Cardinals do. Pete Alonso? That would be a mistake. But it would be a mistake, but at the same time, the number of prospects you could get for Pete would be pretty big. Especially if if he went to a team that was going to extend him. They could get 5 guys, and they don't have money. They don't have many guys in the minors, man. Imanaga is benefiting from the March-May lack of hitting. A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Because he's a fly ball pitcher, so some of the stuff that's being caught at the warning track will go over the fence. But that said, Imanaga is locating extremely well. He's not making very many mistakes, man. What's your favorite unorthodox pitch to see guys break out? The big slow changeup. Mason Miller? No, they're not going to trade Mason. They will not trade. They didn't trade me last year. They're not going to trade Mason Miller. Not now. No, not now. Not now. He's too cheap. He's too controllable, and he's too good for the team. Yeah, and that's going to come out the books next year. So, with Scherzer and Verlander. Soto, what team? I think Soto goes to the Yankees. Mason Miller's not getting traded. Would they trade Rooker? I think they would trade Rooker, yeah. Then again, they didn't trade him last year. Rooker is a huge value at the trade line because he can play the outfield, but he's also a DH and a good DH. So like he's power and production that can DH, and most teams need somebody like that. Whatever happened with the Ohtani stuff? Did he get cleared? So Ohtani was cleared, yes. Ippei pled guilty to all the stuff, and he's independent. Or he's like cooperating fully, and kind of independently. And Joey's been absolved. And it turned out that like David Fletcher was working with the same bookie, and that and it's also come out that David and Ohtani never talked about. Like he just kind of like wasn't interested at all. Honestly, Shohei was like just decided he wasn't interested in any of that stuff, like at all, and just in one ear out. If he did hear anything, he just didn't care, which is weird. Ippei is getting deported. Well, he's American citizen, isn't he? Or isn't he? Doesn't he have a green card? I thought he had a green card. How is Hefner? Jeremy Hefner is one of the best pitching coaches I've ever had. I still think he is one of the best out there. I love that man. I love that guy. He's incredible. Maybe Ruiz traded? Possibly. Rook seems like a good guy. Great guy. All right, what about Blake Snell? Blake's underlying numbers, he started down to the contract stitch in the shortened spring. 1,000% Zetters. All of that has a lot to do with it. But I have not actually looked at Blake. He went on the IL, right? Is he currently on the IL right now? Let's see. Is he back yet? I don't think so. What about Hef was a great coach? He's curious, and he basically had it's a back and forth conversation. If the Yankees offered you a 1-year, $10 million deal today, would you come out of retirement? Nope, I would not. Paternity leave? Wait. Blake have a baby? I didn't know that. Okay, he's back? You think he's back? Okay. Let's look at his stuff. Was whiff rate still high? Expected ERA, all this stuff's kind of high. But these things, so if your extension stays regular, let's see what his extension was, because you can see change over time down here. If his extension is consistent, which it's down just slightly. Actually, that's not the right one. Extension. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. He is not throwing any first pitch strikes. He was 59%, he's 51%. So he's just behind everybody. That's all it is. He's just behind. Oh, that's awesome. Good for him, man. I didn't even know he was dating anybody, frankly. And his slider's still performing well, but he's thrown it the least amount of times. One thing that's interesting is that he's thrown more changeups than curveballs, and it's absolutely got shillelagh'd. Why? Let's see his change. Oh, it's not very good this year. Was it better last year? No. Huh. Fastball's the same. Almost exactly. This is weird. Okay, I think he's going to be okay. I think it's come down to command. Let's see where he's throwing the ball. Chat. Four seam, right down the middle. Everything is right down the middle. Everything's right down the middle. How do you become a mod in this channel? Oh, my God. Bother the streamer, she says. Bother the streamer. Game, where are you at? Looking for your comment. By the way, guys, Game and Danielle and Game over are my mods. Are my big mad, and you guys are managers. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. All right, back to the desktop. Yeah, look at this. More curveball below the zone. Slider's not in the zone, so he's missing out of the zone a lot with his off speed and throwing right down the middle of his four seam. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. Is there any way pitchers don't get injured as often? I mean, there is. I think continuing to manage workloads. So if we are going to ask for maximum stuff out of everyone all the time, like if we're going to ask for maximum stuff out of everyone pitching all of the time, then we're going to have to continue that major focus on stuff or on workload. Like, you have to worry about workload more. So we're going to be giving guys hard downs. I did a lot of I did a lot of research on myself by tracking everything I did. I was like, tracked my stress levels, my blood pressure, and like how I was recovering, and kept a lot of track of a lot of that stuff. And I learned a lot about being able to say, hey man, I need a day or not. That's going to be big for keeping guys healthy. But if we're going to keep trying to get the maximum stuff out of everybody, which we would, why would you not? You want to go to the big leagues, you want to stay there and make a lot of money. Like, that incentive isn't going to go anywhere. The fact that MLB likes to blame that a lot and not acknowledge the fact that the pitch clock probably does have something to do with it, and the way that it was implemented. Honestly, the way that it was implemented was probably more of a factor than the thing itself, because things like that, majorly changing how you have to go about your business, like how the entire process of throwing pitch works. You guys need to adjust to that, and it was harder than it looked. And so I think I think it's just, there's more stress. Having more stress in your arm, you need more time to recover it. That's both between outings and between pitches. And so lowering that is just by its nature going to create more risk. And to deny that fact with dishonest, weak knowledge or weak language, where you don't address anything and not acknowledging what's actually being said and you playing the victim, that gets old real fast. So that's one thing that I'm real tired of from Rob. Real tired of the PR department with the MLB gaslighting and just like saying, just not being like, you can't just be like, yeah, guys, it could be. We don't think it is, but it could be. We hear you. And we're gonna do our best to figure this thing out. That would be better than being like, no, and that's all we hear all the time. No, but you, like, it's just whatever. What's the change or update the league needs to make ASAP? I don't think there are any, Joe. I think we're moving at a good pace, honestly. I think the game's in a pretty good spot. Now, let me be very clear. I like the pitch clock. I like it now. I liked it in the second half of the season last year. I get it. But when I was making the transition, I hated it because I was like, God damn it, this game's so hard already. I'm already barely hanging on to my job. You're making me change everything I do now? Like, of course that's frustrating. Why would it not be? I think increasing the amount of starting pitchers by a guy, 100%. Yeah. Yes, I think going 6-man rotation solved it. But the problem is our markets are now set up for a 5-man rotation. So free agency would change just drastically, and teams would be like, well, you didn't throw enough innings, because they take advantage of every little thing they can in order to not pay people. Like, that's what being a billionaire is. That's how you become that. You have to think that way every single day. How can I cut costs but also maximize what I get? And So they'll be like, well, you only threw 140 innings. We're like, well, there's 6 starters. What do you want me to do? They're like, well, this is tough. That's how it's been. And they know things have changed, but they won't adjust. It'll take battles and battles and battles. That's why we're apprehensive to do something like that. And we also think they'll be like, all right, now you only get 7 relievers. And now the relievers they still have to pitch every day. So now we're just getting relievers hurt more often. So I think they should expand roster to 27 and give them one more starting pitcher. And then make some stipulations like one of those starting pitchers has to be a rookie, or one of those starting pitchers has to be has to have a certain amount of service time or something, or be in the 0 to 3 or something. You know? Something like that. I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe you add in something like that. Something that like some sort of like loose standard that where it shores up your group of guys. It creates a limit for one of those slots. You have to fulfill a standard, and that standard also requires a lower amount of pay, so the owners will go for it. See what I mean? Like if you're like, oh, it's a guy on a rookie contract, oh, it's $700,000 in payroll. It's not even $1 million. Like, so it doesn't add to your payroll very much. But you see how that would change service time and how you can manipulate it and all this kind of stuff. Like adding players is not something you want to do because another player is another expense. But do you think Estuary has been done wrong? I don't know if you want to talk about it. I feel like A's ownership cost him millions this year. I don't agree with the assessment of him. So they have an internal assessment of him as a player, and I think that they have an opinion on where his ceiling is that might not align with a lot of the fans, if that makes sense. So, but in terms of organizations costing players millions of dollars, they do that every day, all the time. So, Trevor Bauer controversial? No. Yes, he is 100% controversial. He knows that. I don't know why that's a secret. Even if nothing's happened, it would still be seen that way. And that's how teams feel. So yeah, I think he's universally seen as controversial, even though nothing's like he's been absolved or whatever. That doesn't matter. It was he was in the situation, and the situation itself was controversial, not whether or not it happened the way that it was said it happened, which is unfortunate because that just shows like that anything, anyone could just lie about you and put you in a situation if that's the way you're going to be judged. But I think that most people would be given more benefit of the doubt without the existing baggage and kind of butting heads with the league, which, we had the stuff with Sticky Stuff where he was doing videos with like this in the bullpen. Is this supposed to be legal? He's like calling people out. He did the thing with the arbitration with his ARB number being like 420, 69, 420. It's not that big of a deal, but it is like irksome. They're like, dude, you're trying to like punk us. Like, and when you do that all the time, and you know what? I agree with like a lot. I agree with the arbitration. I agree with the sentiments 100%. It's just the way you go about it. Like you paint it. There was a target. You painted it. You're like, hey, I'm the one that's going to come at you about this stuff. And then he got in a situation where he needed a little bit of grace, and he wasn't given that grace because they're like, hey, we remember the way you handled things, and you gave us an excuse, and that's what happened. That's it. Like, and it's not fair. It's not right. But it happened. That's what's going on. So, like, I can't constantly have the conversation about like how he's pitching because he's obviously pitching well enough. Like and if you think it has anything to do with that, it's just like it doesn't. Yeah, he just got and that was when he was younger, and a lot of that stuff has been better. Like in recent, I mean, obviously he had but even up until the suspension, I think that the energy was being channeled in a better way with like the celebrating a little bit on the mound and like having the competitive thing and like joking around and messing with Jose Ramirez. Like that stuff was better. That was better, right? But like he wasn't quite to the build the trust that it was going to be fine, and it wasn't going to be any like attention that they had to address or whatever. I think that the teams are like, nah, like we'll be okay. Like, and I think that 30 teams decided that. They gave each other a wink, and He is a very entertaining follow on Instagram though. With his in-game stuff, I do like that he has the Mexican League like permission to have like on the field stuff. I think that's great. I think that's great. I really do. I wish that I would have. Honestly, it just really wasn't my personality either. Like, it just I didn't like that very much. It wasn't very comfortable, and it wasn't really myself. I prefer to just like get into the nitty gritty and like do goofy stuff. Though I am going to be doing more collaborative stuff where I'm doing like physical baseball stuff. I'm going to do a whole thing where I get back in shape. There's going to be a video in the next year or two where I want to get back and throw 100 again. Like train myself just to throw 100. Hey Trev, for the majority of players, what happens to their fandom when they get to the majors? Are you, in terms of fandom, do you mean like how does their relationship with watching baseball change? It's nearly the same as the Kaepernick situation, nearly. I would say their controversies are completely different, right? But the way that the decision was made collectively as a whole around the league is the same, right? Is the same. Unfortunately, guys, nothing's collusion unless there's an email thread where every owner's on it and they're like, "Hey, we are not going to sign this guy." That is the only evidence you could use as collusion. Of course, they're all like, "I'm not going to sign him." And they look across the table like, like they all give each other like a, and that's not collusion. But the PR decision, like the team's like, if we sign this guy, what do we have to deal with in addition to him playing the sport? And then there's a list. And if there's a list, every single time there's more stuff on that list, it's going to become less and less likely that you are signed because it becomes more and more of an issue in their mind. Whether or not it actually is an issue, whether or not you have any intent to make it an issue, unfortunately it doesn't matter because they only can go on your past behavior. That's it. To be honest, I've spoken to Trevor. I love talking pitching with him. I think that we could sit in a room and we could talk about mechanics and pitching and the way we talk about things and the way we teach things, the way we go about the mental game, the way you were present, the way things move, and the way, how different forces are at play and the engineering side of things, dude. Building like a lab and going through pitching lab, dude, all that stuff I could talk for days with him about. We are definitely like our Venn diagram overlaps big time there. And hopefully I hope that's something we can do in the future. I hope that as time goes on and, things smooth out, that we can have those conversations because I really want his voice. I want his voice in this because he has so much to offer. I would love to have him come talk. It'd be great. Like I would love to have him on this show and be like, dude, can you like break us down an outing or something? But he has got his own thing too. So like I also don't blame him for just like doing it on his own. I would also just do it on my own. So but I would love to talk pitching about him with him. About being a fan once you get to the show. That's so interesting. So the younger generation is watching baseball less and less. Surprise! Hey, surprise. Even the guys that get to the big leagues, they don't watch. There's a lot of guys that don't watch. There's some that do, but the absolute obsession with baseball is different. They're still obsessed. They're obsessed with life. They're obsessed with the social media side of things. Everyone's obsessed with social media, but they're not obsessed with like just watching a full game like they used to be. I go and check stats and check highlights every year. And by the way, we are at 10, guys. We are at 10 a.m. This is when I will normally end the show, guys. Foul Territory starts right now. I will send you over to Foul Territory at that point, but I'm going to take 10 more minutes. We're going to go a little bit past it. We're going to answer these last few questions, and I will end the stream at 10:10. I was going to do some Twitch streaming after this today. However, I have been requested. I have a couple things that I need to do for Kate, who is swollen. Well, I'm trying to say the nice way. She's with child. I almost said swollen child. That's awful. She is pregnant and she needs help more often now. And there's some stuff I already had to move everything, but now like just making sure everything's good for her. So I am gonna go, and I am gonna be playing Minecraft today, but off stream and recording, and that series will be on Trevor May Gaming. Trevor May Gaming is my other channel. If you want to check that out, we are doing a Kalamon server. It's like a freaking mod. It's modded Minecraft with like a whole Pokemon thing where they built all these. It's pretty sick, actually. It's pretty awesome. It's fun as hell. So check that out. It'll be funny. The crew's all there or whatever. So if you want to, make sure you sub to that channel. Thank you. All right. But anyway, 10 more minutes. Okay. Is this going to be an every Monday thing? It is. Every Monday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time, we will be live doing the show. There is a chance as we continue to develop it, because I'm going to, as we get segments, I'm going to get overlays. I'm going to get like sound effects. And then these videos are going to go onto this channel, on Trevor May Baseball channel. I'm going to cut it up into smaller segments. We're going to go through some of the breakdowns. Some of the days I'm going to have a very clear and concise like presentation for breaking down a hitter. I kind of want to like organize a hitter or a pitcher to do a mega deep dive where I beforehand go through it, and like then I will release those kind of as their own individual elements on the channel as well. And that'll be like, it'll be like a Monday Mayday series or a baseball live series where it'll just be its own playlist, and it'll be from the show, so you don't always have to watch it, and you can come check it out. We'll do the power rankings every week and create a whole, because I'm just trying to get more videos, and then I do the deep dives, and I do like the fun stuff, like we go and watch. I have a video coming out where I just went and watched a bunch of high school pimp jobs, and it's great. It is awesome, and I'd never done it before. I was like, oh my god, it is crazy out here. So that one's coming. I have an editor working on that, but then I'm also doing one on whether or not pitchers are too good now, and it's a deeper dive. It's more of an investigative, research-driven dive with a lot of humor and a couple of green screen skits and stuff. So those are the ones I'm doing. We're gonna have this show, and this is gonna be every Monday, and I'm very happy about it. Trevor, talk about sea level elevation, how it affects pitches. Blew my mind. Y'all definitely chop it up. Oh, you're talking about Trevor Bauer? Yeah, sea levels, like height is crazy. Like when I talked about seam shifting earlier at the beginning of the stream, where I explained seam shifting, you need air to do that. The higher you up, the higher you are up in the air, the thinner the air gets, and those air pockets. You're trying to have denser air be on one side of the ball and lighter air be on the other one, and that pushes it one way or the other. But when it's light on both sides, the ball tends to just kind of stay on plane, and spin doesn't matter as much, which is why curveballs suck in Colorado, why four-seam fastballs suck in Colorado, but gyro sliders that don't really take advantage of that and are more of a consistent break are better. Sweepers, though, you can't get any air under the ball, so they don't stay up. They get a lot more depth than they should, so on and so forth. So on and so forth. A mock pitchers meeting would be cool. Yeah, dude. I have lots of ideas. Mexico City, same thing. Yeah, Mexico City's, throw that right in there. Actually higher than Colorado. Would knuckleball be successful in those environments? Yes and no. Knuckleball's buffer. Like, think of a knuckleball. A knuckleball flying through the air is like it's hitting turbulence, like a plane hits turbulence. So by keeping a lace in a general area still, it literally gets buffeted up and down by wings and back and forth. So like they're like little wings on the side of the ball. That's how a knuckleball works. So no, to answer your question, no. Now it wouldn't be better. It would be worse. It would be another one hurt by it. Do you think robot umps are inevitable? I think that challenge system is inevitable. I don't think robot umps are coming. Not the way, not in the automatic strike, automatic ball situation. No. I just think that would take from the game more than it would add. I think we're too obsessed with every call being exactly right. I think we're too keyed up on it. That's just not going to happen. You need these things to be wrong sometimes. There needs to be mistakes made, so adjustments can be made. That is the nature of life. That is the nature of sport, and that needs to exist at some point. But you need to continually try to get better, but we don't want to turn it into a situation where we are relying on computers to get every single little thing right all of the time, because now it's no longer a sport. It is just robots. But yeah, get rid of Angel. We can get rid of Angel. That's something I'm okay with. This kid from Seattle Prep has the nastiest knuckle ever. Looked like R.A. Dickey. Dang, dude. A knuckleballer in high school is that is just unfair. Why would you do that? Why would you allow that? Why do the baseball gods support that? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, guys, make sure you like this stream, like the video, please. Likes on YouTube are huge for getting this into the algorithm so people know it exists. I am going to I'm going to do this every week. We're going to get more and more organized. I'm going to have more and more notes on the screen. And I honestly, if you join the Discord, guys, join the Discord. Here, I'll show it to you right now. Let's just go through it. Let's do this. So we have our Discord channel here. All right. So Trevor's Happy Place is our Discord channel. That is discord.gg/Trevor May. That is discord.gg/Trevor May. It's right there in the stream elements right there. In Twitch, if you're there, on YouTube, guys, discord.gg/Trevor May. When you join the Discord, right, you can come up and you go to server guide. No, I lied. You go up to here and you go to channels and roles, and you can check baseball, gaming, and content, or just one or the other, right? So I can go boom, boom. You have to pick one or the other or both. If I want just baseball, it gives me all my basic stuff. All this stuff is going to be for both. And then you have all the baseball channels down here. If I go gaming content, it also adds the gaming and content channels as well. So if you're only a baseball fan, that's all you want. You don't want the gaming stuff. Click only baseball, right? When you go in here, you can come down. We have nastiest pitches of 2023. I'm going to change that to 2024 because I want that. I want to do a nastiest pitches of the year video. The teams forum. Every single one has its own team. Guys, we have our own forums in here. A lot of them are empty, as you can see. If you want to join up, go rep your team. You can be your number one guy. Kansas City Royals, big fan. There's one guy in there having a great time. Right? And then here's the Mayday channel. These are things that I asked for the podcast coming up. So I do the Mayday pod. Guys, if you don't subscribe to that, exclamation point podcast in the chat. You can, anywhere you listen to podcasts, it's Mayday with Trevor May. And I take 3 subjects and I talk about them. There's some interviews. So I'm going to be using some of this stuff for that too. But if you have questions for this show, or if you have questions for the pod, it could be either one. Put it in the Mayday channel. So if you guys want more information on stuff, you want more questions on stuff, I'll give you a shout out in the Discord too, your name and stuff, wherever I talk about it. And then, and this is our overall forum, which I will just add posts in here. So check this out. And then our general chat. Oops, we're hanging out. If you want to come in, talk about baseball, get updates on the show and all that kind of stuff, or just want to have chats with friends, and then we have news. Feel free to type or to link any news in here. It's like Reddit, guys. So come on in. Come on in. Have a good time. And if you're really bored, you can go into Counting is Fun. And you have to count in order. We're trying to get to 10,000. Thank you guys so much. What do I think of the Mets this year? What do you think needs to happen? They just need to play better. Like this was like they're shooting for 500, right? So Lindor needs to pick it up, and that's about it. Like Lindor needs to pick it up. They need to get fully healthy. They need Drew Smith back. They need Brooks Raley back, and they need Senga back. Unfortunately, 2 of those guys might be done. Not Senga, but Raley might not be back. They need their reinforcements back. They need to be a little bit healthier. But like I think the expectations were still like we guys shouldn't be falling. I don't know why this is super surprising based on the team they put together. A lot needed to go right for this to work out. What order the Knights Radiant would be the best in baseball? Probably the edge dancers, maybe. I don't know who throws things well. I feel like edge dancers be able to steal like crazy, though. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, that concludes the first ever Monday Mayday. I just want to thank everyone for being here, for hanging out, for hitting me with the questions. I love the 2-hour format. I think 2 hours is nice and solid. There's a chance that it, who knows, in the future it could be extended out an hour. I like between 2 and 3 hours as our show. And bring me your subjects. Like join the Discord, go throw in the forums. And I'm going to be in this Discord asking you guys what you want to know about and getting ready for Monday Mayday. I hope you like the Power 5. I hope you like the Maydays. I hope you like the deep dives. I will do even deeper dives. So maybe we take a vote. I'll run some polls in the Discord. I'll ask you guys like who our player of the week will be for the deep dive, and maybe we make that a consistent segment. And then we're gonna have some teaching moments, and teaching moment segments I really like because I have a couple additional content creators that I want to include into that process, namely Nikki Cass, Ask Kate, and oh my God, I'm blanking. And I feel terrible about this because I got some great advice from him via Instagram. And a third one for teaching us how to play baseball correctly, Austin Schultz. You guys know about Austin Schultz? I asked him for some drills for adding velocity, and he hit me with some recommendations. So expect that video to come out soon too. All right, Dallas Braden, hell yeah! How do you join the Discord? Discord, discord.gg/Trevor May, discord.gg/Trevor May. It'll take you to a browser. You just join it, and then you go up to the top. You say, I want a baseball content. You click on that. You go down to the baseball section, and then you start talking in all those channels. All right? I'm expecting a baby. Tell me congratulations. And you need to face Timmy Tenders. That can be attached to the idea, to the time where I try to throw 100 miles an hour again. All right? All right, guys. I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will see you next time on Monday Maydays. I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. So, yeah, if you guys got ideas, if you want to continue throwing out ideas, go into the Discord and do it there, as I will not be here anymore. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me put on a little bit of music as we get out of here. See you later. Subscribe, follow, all that crap. And I love you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.